Hi everyone, it's Alistair Clark here from stuntlife.com. My next stunt performer that I'm going to be interviewing is a guy called George Smith. Despite 20 years old, he seems like an old hand at stunt performing. Really funny guy as well. And I think you'll just love the interview that I've done with him because, well, I'll let the interview do the talking, but yeah, he's just a funny guy and a really lovely bloke as well. So enjoy the interview and I will catch up with you soon. Well, hi, George. Thanks so much for joining me on Stunt Lives. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It's cool to
Yeah,
be here.
yeah.
I'm very excited.
Nice, nice. So how have you been then?
Yeah, I mean, as good as anybody can be. Strikes have been fun for everybody.
Hmm.
Um, but I think, yeah, I'm all good. I try and keep that sort of happy-go-lucky aspect, even when things are going really bad. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, I'm happy now. The strikes are finished. People are kind of getting what they deserve now, more hopefully. But yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, really good. Yeah, so
Nice
yeah,
one.
just picking up this stunt chat with people, etc. Because as you said, because of the strikes, etc., some
Mm,
people can't talk, some people can't talk about their projects. So yeah, just picking it up again, really.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Wicked, wicked. It's good
yeah.
to hear.
So yeah, so I was just wondering, like, what made you get into stunts in the first place?
Well, maybe get into stunts. So, I mean, when I was very young, I wanted to be a Jedi. So
Okay.
I think most kids did. I think the main thing was my father was a stunt coordinator. He was a stunt performer. So I grew up with, seeing dad go off and do stunts, sword fights in films and things. So for me, I think it was sort of, it was very much, oh, that looks cool. I'll test that. I already acted and stuff as a kid. Did a lot of sort of like theatre productions, amateur stuff and that. So I always kind of enjoyed performing. And then I was a martial artist and I kind of saw it and went, oh, I can sort of merge these two jobs together. And
Mm.
so, yeah, that's kind of how it happened, really. You sort of fell into
Oh.
it, as the joke goes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And you said you wanted to be a Jedi, so I take it you like your Star Wars. But looking at your
Yeah,
picture as well, it's mad
yeah,
looking.
yeah. Don't you got to dox me like that at the interview, huh? Like, yeah, no. So I think growing up as a kid, most children my age with kids did like, I had toy lightsabers and I had a Jedi costume, and I'm really selling myself short. Like, this is probably why I haven't got a girlfriend. I've realised. I swear that wasn't last year, but yeah. So I'd watch the fights on TVs and films, especially the sword fights, and I used to have like an old VHS player, so I could pause it, go back a few moves, copy the move, and then.
Hmm.
So proudly to this day, I can still do certain parts of Rob Roy's fights and
Wow.
a few of the old Star Wars ones, especially the Empire Strikes Back to get specific. uh, yeah, so I think, as I said, growing up with my dad, he was around a lot of performers and stunties, so I met quite a few of them quite early on.
Hmm.
I kind of went, "Oh, you guys are cool. I'd like to do something like this," and
Yeah.
yeah, so I got to it.
Okay, okay. And you said you did some martial arts as well, so you wanted to like sort of merge that in. So what martial arts did you do? What grade did you get to as well?
So I have done a kind of mix, I guess. So I started very, very young at boxing, real young. Sort of, my dad was a boxer, so it's a little bit like when you're a kid, you learn off your old man, you learn this, you learn that. Then I started going to like clubs. My main martial art is Japanese jiu-jitsu that I do with a club called Thai Jiu-Jitsu Kai. And I reached year before last. I got my Shodan, which is first dan black belt, which is awesome. That's a real big thing for me. So I've got a lot of love for the guys at TJK. Starting off when I was about 6, 7, and
Mm.
going with them was awesome. And then more recently as well, I started training a lot of BJJ. I really like how jiu-jitsu, both Brazilian and Japanese, flows in both self-defense and sort of artistic form. To me, it's a lot like watching a very, very high level wushu guy. If
Mm.
you watch a very, very high level, too high level BJJ guys fight, it's an art form you can watch and go, wow.
Yeah.
And then obviously I train swords. My speciality is sword work, I'd say. My dad's a sword master. He did things like Star Wars and a few bits. So I never trained a style of swords. I just kind of did swords, and that's kind of, it sounds really amateur, but you kind of mix things up. So
Yeah.
certain jobs I've done required a fencing skill set, so I had to do a bit more fencing. Certain things are more just sort of big freehand moves, and that's what I kind of trained a lot of. So yeah, martial arts wise was boxing and jiu-jitsu. um did a little bit of kickboxing, did a little bit of Muay Thai, but never really. I couldn't say I was a practitioner of those because it wouldn't be fair on those who do.
Yeah.
If you see my head kicks, you understand why. Hips like a 6-year-old man, but yeah. So and I think that's part of why the training made sense to me because I was already training 6-7 times a week at the age of 8. So it's quite. I was happy enough to go and do something.
Yeah. Okay. That just shows the dedication that you have for your craft. I really admire that a lot.
Thank you.
So yeah. So what sort of training have you done then to get to where you got to be on the TV and film?
Yeah. So obviously, like as we said, the BSR stuff. I've done my 6 skills and submitted. I've done pretty much my whole life. I've been sword fighting, screen stuff. I also did a lot of live shows at one point, which is great for performance because it's just. I play the jester.
Okay.
So you can imagine, you either love or, as I said to you, like you either love or hate the jester, and I will play on both. So I'll come out, and if people are cheering me, we're having a good time. If you're booing me, I'm going to make the audience life a nightmare. And I think the confidence in the training and the sword fighting, and the Black Knight will always beat up the jester. So I'll do a horse knockdown. He'll run down with his lance out, and I'll do a flip like he's hit me, or I'll do a chest bounce. And my friend Tom Afrost, who's the Black Knight for the company I work for, he will just constantly just go, Jester, get up. I'm like, I've been hit 6 times. It was a bang, another one. I was like, okay. So I think for me, coming from a fighting background was great, and then being able to put in that performing training, because there's nowhere to hide on a live show. We're in a field, and everybody's there, and there's kids shouting at you and parents, and a lot of the time we get there's a place we go to called Lockswood Joust, which is a big jousting thing, and we're like the show there. And this is in the summer, so by about lunchtime, the second show, most people are absolutely munted. They're drunk. So, and there's nothing more entertaining to me than drunk parents with their sober children, because the kids are really getting into the story, but the parents are more just wanting to insult you. And it's kind of more entertaining. As a jester, I can insult them back.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, with fair, no swearing, but like, it was, I had a young lady throw a bottle at me, and she missed, but it still had something in it. So I spent the rest of the show drinking said bottle. I think it was like Pepsi or something. But and then right at the end of the show, it was empty. I came back and just put it back in her hand, and I drank the whole thing. She had a whole bottle of it, and she expected me to give it back to her. And I just drank a lot. So I think not only doing stunt training and fight work, but actual performing training, it does help. Because sometimes you get dropped into improvise and stuff. So like, you've got 10 seconds, we're going to call action, do a fight. It's like, we're just going to have to actually fight without hurting each other. Like, it's just bang. All right, you hit me, I'm going to headbutt you and then elbow. So I think that works into it as well. I was a long time doing that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That was it, yeah.
Right. So, and with the stunt register as well, the British stunt register, you've got certain disciplines to do as well, etc. So what things have you done?
So, just to clear it up before I get in trouble, I'm, as of right now, not part of the BSR yet. So I've submitted my application, and fingers crossed, because I've got a lot of love for the BSR. There's some amazing performers. The community surrounding it's amazing. The courses they run, so just so I'm not selling myself as that, I can't. It's fair to people who are on it. But I have submitted. So I did. What did I do? I've got to think now. So I did jiu-jitsu, my martial art. I did scuba diving, I did swimming, I did rock climbing, I did driving at Drive Tack, which is a new course they do, which is awesome. I did, and then I did, as my 6th, I did stunt days. If you've got a certain amount of stunt days, you can use them experience. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if they like it or not, and I can get on or whatever they want me to do more. So that was it. Yeah, that's my 6. Unfortunately, I'm very quick with those.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. Yeah. Okay. And what's been your favourite stunt that you've performed on screen?
I've got to go back to. Okay. Put me on the spot. I do remember thinking like, favourite. I'm trying to think the ones I can talk about. Yeah. Yes, I can.
Did the EastEnders one, didn't you? With the
yes, yeah, that was for a coordinator called Lee Sherwood, who's an absolute gentleman. Alongside a few performers, Ben Sambrook and Sean Rogers. And that was real fun. It was one of those things where I've done a few jobs before and the EastEnders one was good fun because I don't watch it, but my mum does.
Mm.
So it's always on TV. My grandmother watches it. So everybody in my family watches this show. And for me to kind of go, oh, I'm on this set now, and I've got this burning building falling on me, doubling Thomas, and just an amazing experience to be on. But my favourite stunt, so I did double Christian Slater on Willow, the TV show on Disney Plus, a while back, and that was good fun because he was just such a character that to double him was like playing as a kid. His character Ali Gash would jump out of cages and land on things and would just trying to squirm himself up. And if we had a fight to do, bless him, he wouldn't do the fight I told him to. So one of the moves we had, and this is the best thing I've ever seen on set, where he's meant to walk down these stairs and just punch the other actor. Boom, easy as that. And I went, okay, action. And Christian walked down. He took one look at the actor. He walked back up the stairs and jumped on him. So obviously, I'm sat there going, no. But I think as a performer, one of my favorites was a lot of stuff from Willow. I met a really nice, good team on that. My friend Neil Chappell and me did a tackle onto a set of stairs in this cave. So he was dressed up as a troll. And I was meant to hit his boss, the evil like villain troll, I guess you could say. And I miss, and they throw Neil at me. And me and Neil went, you know what? Let's give him a proper hard bang. And so he tackles me, beautiful tackle, poof, and we hit this stair set behind us, like this cave set. And we knew we'd done a good job because we turned around and the stairs were broken in. So the set guys, bless them, the set designers who'd done this amazing set, come up to us and basically just looked and went, thanks guys. So I think that's up there. Anything from Willow, especially because I was given the opportunity to be on core team, that was a real anything from that. I could say all of them, honestly. My first ever thing on anything was the Northman, getting thrown down a hill by my own father. So that was quite fun. We're on this dark hill and they've lit in all these fires. And that's how, because director Robert Eggers wanted it all real, authentic. And he's a genius the way he did it. Lit all these gas fires up. So it looks like it's just burning these things. And this fight kicks off. Now we can't see, but we're on this hill that's about that steep. Wow. So the idea is I get pulled up from this thing happening and get told to run away. And I do, but I got thrown and I've hit this gas canister that's been hiding from me. Just caught my toe and I must have done about 30 flips downhill. So I think that's got to be up there. So I genuinely couldn't tell you what's been my favorite. There's been days where I've done very, very little, but because the team around me has been so cool, I've had such a nice day, or just genuinely enjoyed being around people. I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Okay, so what about your favourite stunt performed by someone else? And you can include your dad if you want as well.
Oh, okay. My favourite that I've seen or I've been a part of? Or...
okay, yeah, you've seen in a film or TV program.
Okay, so I grew up with a lot of like Buster Keaton movies. So I used to go to car boot sales and buy these old VHSs. And so I think the clock scene where he's hanging off the clock, I think that was Buster Keaton.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
May not have been high, but just his performance of whether it was sped up. But there's so many things I've seen where, high falls back in the day, people like Stuart Clark, who's an old, I say old mature because he'll hit me for that. An old coordinator I've worked with a lot. He used to do 160-foot high falls, and it's like, how do you hype yourself up to do that? I think a real favorite that I like to watch is Liang Yang's fight scene in Mission Impossible in the bathroom scene, because he's just such a sharp performer. I've had the pleasure of meeting him and working with him once or twice in my very low-level career when I was younger, and just being around him and watching him move a blade is like that. It's like little kids when your uncle starts telling you this story. Just to watch him perform is amazing. But yeah, I think I'll go with the Buster Keaton because I'll go with old school. I like how, back in that day, it wasn't, there's a practical effect. It was just, you're getting hit with this and you're going to fall over. So yeah, I think Buster Keaton's stuff, comedy-wise, I used to love. I used to really love.
Yeah. And I like the Buster Keaton stunt as well. You know, with the house falling down and he's literally
Yeah.
right with the window.
Ooh, that takes, and you know what? You look at that, and it's something I did not something similar, but I had something that had to fall on me with an opening that I had to find. Now I got the I was allowed to look for it, like hide around and find it. To stand there and act normal as this thing goes, one miscalculation and this thing is flattening you. Like the
Absolutely.
man, come on, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And you alluded to the fact as well, like, you know, that to get into the zone or how you actually prepare for your stunts. So
Mm.
for yourself personally, how do you sort of mentally prepare yourself for doing
Uh,
dangerous
yeah,
stunts?
it depends. So like I've yet to do a full fire burn. So, that's different hype up. There's different ways of, it's a thing of do I hype myself up or calm myself down?
Mm,
So I did a sword fight with an actor recently and there was doubles and stuff involved. And it was like, the actor himself, who's really did a really good job, was getting himself really hyped up. He's made me really angry. And with sword fights, I try not to do that. Because if the stunt guy's looking angry and the actor's nervous, it
mm,
doesn't. Help anybody, and it looks. So when it's time to perform, yeah, turn it on, go into character, whoever you're doubling or you're, thug two. But I think the main thing I do is just listen to the coordinator.
yeah.
Remember what I've done at rehearsals.
Hmm.
Either speak to the other double or the performers or the actor, make sure everyone's cool. Are we doing this? This bit, or I don't want to do this bit. Okay, right. Well, we need to do this, or oh, this is dangerous. Okay, what can we do? A big thing I was taught as a young age was if you're falling on it, build it.
Hmm.
So if I'm doing a fall into a box rig or fall into mats, make sure I'm helping the guys put it together. Because if I just stand there watching it, one, that's lazy. You've got a whole group of guys and girls, everybody performers doing that for you. And two, I don't know what's in there now. If you've
Mm,
covered it with something, I know there's meant to be an 8-inch mat in there, but now
mm,
I'm jumping, it's too late.
yeah.
So I think, just pay attention.
Yeah.
That's what I leave it with. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Be happy. Be grateful that you're here to do it. The
Definitely.
coordinators trusted you to do this
Hmm.
fight, fall, burn, run, jump.
Yeah.
Dance for some people. So just enjoy it. Focus. I
Mm.
think for me, is the main thing is just kind of get into the zone. Right, cool. We're doing this. We've rehearsed this. Let's go to work. Yeah, and enjoy it. Enjoy it once you've focused enough. I think you've got to take it seriously.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. And the common thing I've found as well when speaking to these stunt performers as well is that saying, be honest. If you can't do it,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
say you
hundred
can't do
percent.
it because you don't want to be saying, I can do it. And then it comes to the
Mm,
where you can't do it. It just doesn't look good.
yeah. Or I completely agree with that. Or another thing is, don't point fingers.
Mm,
If it's your fault, it's your fault. So I'm doing this sword fight and I missed this block. Sorry, guys, that was me. You can't go, no, he should have hit me here.
mm,
It may be that they should have hit you here, but if you know you've done this wrong, own up to it and then we can move on quicker. Because,
absolutely.
so if you keep messing it up, yeah, look, now we've got a problem. If you mess it up once, twice, go, look, that's me. Sorry, guys. I'll get into it again. Get it right. Get it happy. Get the coordinators happy. Make
Definitely.
everyone go, wow, and then win a Taurus. I don't know, like
Love it.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. No, I
yeah.
like that. I
It's
like.
absolutely right though. Be honest, because
Mm,
if I said, yeah, I can drive boats, and they
mm,
go, okay, so you're going to drive the boat, and then you get on set and go, yeah, about that.
mm,
Now you're in trouble,
true.
and it's unsafe. There's other
Yeah.
people you're taking care of on set. It's unsafe.
Exactly, exactly. And that, as we all know, safety is paramount. So,
Absolutely,
mhm,
absolutely.
yeah, right. So, what advice would you be able to to give someone if they wanted to get into stunt performing or even stunt
Um,
coordinating as well?
so obviously, stunt coordinator, I can't say much. I'm still
Mm,
performing and I don't want to be like, oh yes, I've done all these amazing, I play it to what I've done. I've done some bits, but my best advice. Oh, the main one, the main one, and this coming to my head that was my sorry, I've got things fluffing about. Someone told my old man once he got hit and he's on the floor and it's hurting. And you want to go to complain.
mm,
Not saying he did, but the first thing you want to do is go, oh, that really hurts. And this old gentleman said to him, you signed up. So, kind of in a nice way, know what you're getting into.
mm,
Um, you're not going in to get hurt, but things happen. things land on you. You know, we're here to double actors.
Yeah.
So, but the main thing I get into it, train hard but enjoy it.
Mm,
Like if you're going to train and you're going to perform, if
mm,
you're not enjoying it and you're just doing it for that, you're losing it.
mm,
There was a coordinator once told me, very briefly, said there's a great thing he said was, most people do a job to get paid. We do our job and we get paid. So the fact that like we're getting paid for doing this is like, you want to pay me for this? Like I enjoy this. So
yeah.
like, one day you walk in, you go, oh, we're doing this. It's like recently I was fighting a dragon. I was like, okay, cool, we're fighting a dragon with all my friends. And they go, oh yeah, send your invoice. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, oh cool. So I think just don't think of it as a money thing
Mm,
or an Instagram thing,
mm,
oh, this is me on set. It's like, come on, let's do
mm-hmm,
our job. Let's enjoy it. Let's keep everyone safe. Let's
definitely.
look cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do it because you love it, not because you think it's something that's going to give you like clout. I
Yeah.
think I'd say,
Yeah.
um,
I
yeah,
like that. Mm-hmm.
that's what I'd say.
Nice. No, I like that. I like that.
Mm.
Okay. And if people wanted to know more about yourself and the work that you do, etc., where can they find information?
As in for the BSR or
Oh
in
no,
general?
well, for yourself personally, learning about what you do or the work that
Uh,
you have done as
for
well.
me,
Mm.
I mean, I have an Instagram. I don't. This is funny. I've never been asked that before. Do you know? Um, my main thing is, for me, I just want to do the job.
Mhm.
I want to do it to the best of my ability. I don't want to come on things like this that I've been privileged to come and talk to you today and say, I've done all this and I'm this and I've done that. It's like I don't want to do that. Because I'm not. I haven't. There's potential I think I can reach and do, and I want to do more
Mm.
and see more people. And so I think honestly, it's just if you bump into me, that's the way. I think
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. I'm not going to promote myself on Instagram or anything because I don't do it for that. If the way to do it is like how do I promote myself is I do the job.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do more of it. I'm hoping the BSR accept me on so I can be part of that because that's something I've always wanted to be part of.
Hmm.
They're the OGs. The
Yeah.
British Stunt Register's been there since you're looking at the real OGs of stunts.
Mm. Yeah.
So I think for me, just to promote myself would be get myself on there and start working more, and hopefully people like me enough to use me again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. And then this is the thing, because the main reason why I started Stunt Lives is that I wanted to give the stunt performers, stunt coordinators, the recognition that they deserve. But then when I
fair.
speak to these stunt performers, like yourself, you're very humble, and that's what I really like about talking to you guys. You're
I
very
think the
humble.
thing is like as stunt performers, there is that cockiness to us
Mm,
in a good way. We are performers. We come out to perform and we want the jobs. So, who's the better sword fighter? Who's the better tricker? Who's the better this? Everyone's going to go, me,
mm,
because you need to work. But then you also don't dig your friends out. So, I could give you 100 names of people that I absolutely love as a person, that are my friends and people I've worked with,
mm,
and they're just stunties or
mm,
stunt performers and coordinators and people I go on and on about and go, you should interview this guy because they're awesome and they've done this. And I could just go on and on and on. And that's what's good about this industry, I think. Like you said, there's that humbleness, but you look at it and go, some people I know, you go, you should be humble. You should be like a king or a
yeah.
queen. The stuff you've done is like, a lot of them you talk to and go like, oh yeah, I did this. It's like, you've done what? Like you don't just say that. And go, yeah, no, I've done this. And I've done. It's like, hang on, go back to the first bit. This is so. I won't list because I could go. I will bore you. I will go on with names and names and names and names. I got brought up very in a nice way. My old man would take me on set and stuff, so I had the privilege of bumping into a lot of amazing performers young.
Hmm.
So CC Smith, Rob Inch, who are coordinators. Not that I've worked for everybody, but just people I know. Stuart Clark, performers, Mark Slaughter, Dan Euston's, Lewis Young's. Just everybody you kind of bump into. And people that I call my friends. There's a guy called John Sharp, who's a stunt performer on a BSR. And the absolute carnage that me and him have caused on certain sets and fight scenes and just wreck things. And the director goes, awesome. And you do just kind of see these people as your closest friends because, not all of them, of course, I've listed because these are people I've worked with or people I want to work for or grown up with. But, you know, people like I'll give a few names because I'm going to do it anyway. Like people like John Sharp, Ollie Lloyd, Craig Teague, Kimball. These are all people that I've met from set, and it's just like, man, we get to do this job together. A lot of the time, so it's like some days you're on your own. People are like, oh, you know, you want to work with your friend, you know, you've got to work your own way. It's like, yeah, but some days you get on jobs with your mates, and you know you're just going to rip it up, and everyone's going to be safe, and everyone will look after each other.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man. And then you get, you know, there's people I've met who know my dad, who haven't met me. It's like, oh yeah, no, I did this fight once. I went, yeah, that was with someone I know. And it's so mad to meet these characters, and
yeah,
it's such an amazing thing. And there's so many heroes in this industry. You look at the people that have been injured and kept going on, and just there's some absolutely amazing people that you look at and go, you think you know tough people, and then you meet somebody else and go, wow. Like, wow, that's tough. That makes you, you know what I mean? So
definitely.
I couldn't go on for lists. It's just people that I found have helped me and I've met, and yeah.
Okay. And I was going to say, you know, as well as staying humble, you know, you let your work do the talking.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You know, if you're going to go, a lot of the thing, to go back to the mindset thing that you were talking about. An example I'll use, I keep saying his name, but it's a good thing to use, is my friend John. We had a scene in this TV show. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but there's this battle. And there was a big space and it was empty. They're having this big battle. People are doing amazing things. The horse guys, the Devil's Horsemen on that job, are wrecking it as always, looking amazing, doing this awesome job. But there's this space in this one centre, and it's quite noticeable. And our coordinators come up and gone, right, I need two of you to come in because we haven't got the bodies for whatever reason. And I just need something to make this look open. So me and John go, look, we'll fill this up. We'll do a fight. And you do kind of have that mindset. And like you said, make your work show you, where you just look at each other and go, let's tear it up. Like, let's, you know, they want, you know, in a nice way, like without getting cocky, it's, you want entertainment, we'll give you entertainment. Like you want something to look nasty or funny or big, or, you know, ask and you'll receive, you know, or we'll try our best to receive. You know, people watch action films or comedy films, and you watch these stunts and go, that's the funny bit, that's the cool bit, you know, or the writing I understand as well. But, you know, you look at that crashes and hits and you go, oh, that's funny. There's a stunt person. There's a stunt performer doing that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so kind of happy to be integrated and want to do more. Like I want to get on the BSR and I want to give more to the industry, or as much as I can, and hope, you know, show myself through the work. And
I like that. Cool. All right, George. Well, thank you so much for our chat.
No, thank you for having me. Cheers. It's really cool that you're doing this series for people, that they can kind of get some recognition. And Definitely. I hope you get some more guys, because there's so many people in this industry that I'd say a lot more deserving than myself for an interview. Genuinely, there are so many amazing performers and just people that I'm sure be happy to talk to about, and they've done wicked stuff, and everyone's got different stories.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, George. Well, awesome. Take it easy, and I will.
Yeah, you too. Nice to speak to you. Take care. Okay, look after yourself. Take care. Bye, everybody who's listening.
So there you have it, George Smith. As I said, funny guy. I think you'll agree. And yeah, I think he's just going to go places. You know, his attitude, his likability, I guess is the word. And he's just going to go places. He's brilliant. Absolutely lovely guy. Anyway, if you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, stuntlives.com. Go onto my website page, stuntlives.com. But also I'm on the various social medias as well. And feel free to subscribe to my YouTube as well, and give it a thumbs up as well if you like it. Sorry, show you my thumb. So yeah, and if you like what you see, feel free to comment below, and feel free to connect with me as well on all the social medias or on my webpage. And yeah, feel free to comment. And if you've got any suggestions on who I could interview next, feel free to message me as well. So that's for me, and I'll catch you soon. Bye for now.